In a pulse-pounding opening, a group of college students boards a packed New York subway car. Among them is Lila Monroe, a smart but introverted medical student. As the train speeds through a tunnel, Lila is overwhelmed by a gruesome vision. The train derails violently, smashing through the underground walls, killing everyone in a series of brutal slow-motion deaths. She snaps out of it, screams, and forces her cousin Evan and 4 others off the train. Seconds later, the train derails just as she predicted. The 6 survivors are hailed as lucky, but Lila knows something isn't right. We're introduced to the core group. Lila Monroe, intelligent, quiet, and observant. Evan Monroe, her protective, reckless cousin. Travis, a med student and skeptic. Bree, a tech-savvy gamer with conspiracy knowledge. Nick, a paranoid loner. Nia, a social media influencer obsessed with fame. They try to return to their normal lives, but Lila begins having strange dreams and visions. She discovers a pattern of similar disasters with survivors who died shortly after. Evan attends a rooftop graduation party. During a freak windstorm, a heavy satellite dish breaks loose and falls, impaling him through the chest in front of everyone. Lila is devastated and begins to suspect death is targeting them in the order they escaped. Lila confides in Bree, who is deep into online conspiracies. Bree shows her a database of survivors from other disasters, including the infamous Flight 180, and notes that survivors always die afterward in bizarre accidents. Lila realizes her vision was a warning, but not a rescue. Travis dies while working in a garage. A malfunctioning car lift collapses after a minor hydraulic leak, crushing him beneath a vehicle in a shockingly brutal scene. Lila confirms Travis was next in line after Evan on the subway. The pattern is real. Bree and Lila visit a controversial psychic medium. The medium cryptically says, "This isn't new. Your family's been marked before." She mentions the words Phoenix Protocol and says the curse follows blood. Lila begins to suspect her family has a hidden connection. Paranoid, Nick locks himself in a newly built panic room in his apartment, thinking isolation will protect him. But an electrical fire outside triggers the suppression system. He suffocates when the system malfunctions and seals the door permanently, ironically killed by the very safety features he installed. Lila discovers a dusty trunk in her attic with old newspaper clippings, journals, and photos. Her great-aunt Rachel Monroe was one of the original survivors of Flight 180. She kept a journal detailing recurring visions, deaths, and the idea that the curse runs through their family, a bloodline inheritance of death. Nia films a brand campaign on a studio set designed like a haunted mansion. During a live stream, a lighting rig shorts out, and she's electrocuted in front of thousands of viewers. The video goes viral. Her death order matches Lila's vision perfectly. Lila's convinced she must break the cycle. While reading her aunt's journal, Lila discovers a theory. If someone is saved out of sequence, it disrupts the pattern temporarily. Lila and Bree plan to protect the next in line, a child who was unknowingly pulled off the subway when they fled. Lila finds the child, 10-year-old Jonah, and sees a vision of him being struck by falling scaffolding near a museum. She rushes across town and narrowly saves him, getting injured in the process. For a moment, the pattern seems broken. The survivors feel hopeful. Lila believes she's done it. She beat Death's plan. But the next day, Bree dies in a horrifying accident at a carnival. A snapped ride chain wraps around her neck and pulls her through spinning gears. It becomes clear the pattern only paused. Lila begins to crack mentally. She sees shadows of death in mirrors and reflections. In a nightmare, she confronts a dark, featureless figure who whispers, "The bloodline ends with you." Lila contemplates giving up and ending her life to stop the curse. Bloodworth, Tony Todd, the enigmatic mortician from past films, reappears. He visits Lila unannounced and explains the bloodline theory. Survivors tied to broken timelines pass the curse through generations. Death never forgets, and it never forgives. He warns her, you can delay it, trade places, confuse it, but always comes back around. Lila learns that the only way to truly break the curse is a selfless sacrifice, saving someone at the exact moment of their fated death, knowing you will die in their place. She realizes the final vision she had may be her opportunity. Lila experiences one last terrifying premonition, a plane crash involving a mother and her baby. The mother? The wife of a firefighter she met during the subway rescue. The crash would kill over 200 people. Lila now knows this is her chance to break the curse. Lila races to the airport. In a tense scene, she breaks through security to warn the pilot, which causes panic. She's arrested, but manages to save several people, including the mother and baby, by delaying the flight and exposing a mechanical flaw. While helping people off the plane, a landing gear failure causes a collapse. Lila pushes the mother and baby to safety, but is crushed in the process. She dies knowing she saved a new generation from the curse. Her bloodline ends with a noble act. The mother visits Lila's grave, leaving a rose. The child, now the toddler, smiles as the wind passes gently by. The plane crash was labeled a miracle rescue. There have been no mysterious deaths since. Peace for now. Back in Lila's hometown, Bree's younger brother finds a notebook of her drawings. One sketch shows a distorted subway crash with his name written in the corner. As the wind howls outside, the lights flicker and the screen cuts to black.